Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about why women keep undervaluing you and how to reverse it. This one is about nonverbal communication, right? It's pretty much about what's causing these types of consistent underappreciatedness of your value, right? So if you're somebody that believes that they have a lot to offer and yet women keep undervaluing you, then you should definitely listen to this video. So this video is mostly about not letting people undervalue you through role playing. Role playing is a big way that people manipulate you into lowering your value for them, right? They put you in a role of being the submissive one, of being lesser than, and depending on your upbringing, you believe it, and it becomes part of your reality, and then it's very difficult to shake off, and it's literally an unconscious thing. That's why you're not even aware of it. That's why some people get better results than we do without even trying, because they got lucky, and we're raised in a role where they had more authority, right? For example, good-looking people, right? Good-looking people are always in a role of power, most likely because of their looks, because of the positive feedback, and thus affects their nonverbal cues, and that reality of them being important is superimposed onto other people who have a more shaky reality, if that makes any sense. So this video, we're going to show you how to fix that. We're going to show you how to empower that. We're going to show you how to see through that illusion. In a few church announcements, we're having a nonverbal communication seminar. It's about how to communicate value, how to communicate your strength, how to communicate strong qualities through your nonverbal communication. We're having that seminar in London, but if you want to attend in online, you guys can also purchase tickets online. You can purchase it in the description down below, and the seminar is going to be at the end of July. All right, and don't forget, we're having a meditation course called Emotional Mastery. I've been going to a lot of meditation retreats. This one next week I'm going to a silent one, which is going to be my first one. So a lot of those insights that I'm gonna get, and a lot of the insights that I've gotten over the years of meditating and teaching it, we're gonna put it in one course so that we could teach you how to apply meditation to your daily life, which honestly makes you more likable, makes you more trustworthy, makes you more influenced, makes you more persuasive. It makes you happier, but also it's just good things happen to you when you're in that state of mind. So it's a 6 to 7 week course. So if you guys ever are interested in that kind of stuff, pre-order right now before the price goes up. It's gonna go up to around 200, 250, something like that, right? Because I've been working on it for like a whole 3 or 4 or 5 years, to be honest with you. So click on the description down below. So, and if you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org and work with me one-on-one so that you can get one-on-one help. All right, so let's begin this. So, and essentially, everyone has a natural set of conditioned patterns of behavior that derives from socialization. All right, so essentially, everyone has a certain conditioned way of reacting to different people, essentially. And the way we interpret people, we pretty much, in our minds, sort of compartmentalize them, whether or not they're powerful or weak, right? Whether they can offer us something, whether they cannot offer us something. And the more they can offer us in terms of positive emotions or influence or finances or whatever you think is valuable, we will then see them as a source of authority or a source of something or someone who doesn't have authority over us, right? We're always putting people in boxes, right? And depending on the box that we put people, we almost have a preconditioned way of behaving. So if we meet someone that's below us, a lot of us have a certain way of behaving, which is usually more aggressive. If you're not conscious of it, we have a certain aggressive way of behaving towards people who are weak, who we consider to be weaker than us. Whether or not that's true, if we consider them weak, we will adapt certain strong and confident body language, right? And along with that comes the emotions, the facial expression, and the way of talking, the intonation. And along with that comes with the other person's preconditioned responses. But then we have a certain way of also reacting to authority, right? Where some people have a certain way of reacting depending on how they were raised. So some people, when they see somebody who they consider to be an authority figure or they have power over them, a lot of people's body language becomes more constricted, their muscles tense up, their faces tense up, their vocal cords tense up, they get lower. It's almost like saying, don't hurt me, I'm just here to be here, I don't want to be attacked. It's like an unconscious way of self-preservation. And these patterns are consistently going on around us and we're not aware of. And these little patterns, these little reactions to authority consistently affects us without us even knowing it, right? So you have naturally a set of conditioned patterns of behavior that derives from your socialization as a child, right? And we unconsciously take up roles on the dynamics, and those roles come with a set of unconscious behavior and nonverbal communication that is outside of most people's control, right? And your beliefs about yourself is reflected in the roles you unconsciously choose to take, and which is mostly unconscious, which mostly comes from those around us. All right, and above all, so when you interact with people, everybody genuinely reacts and interacts in a conditioned way. Very few things that people do come out of an unconditioned state of mind. Usually you've been programmed to behave a certain way. It's almost like you could almost say that there is a destiny. You are wired. You definitely have a definite end, and and the level of control you have over that conditioned response pretty much is indicative to how much awareness you bring upon yourself, right?
People, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned because it's getting spicy.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.
So your belief about yourself and who you are and how much you deserve is pretty much communicated by what you tolerate, right? What you take from people, what you allow people to do to you, what you allow people to take from you. Missy, okay, what you allow people to take from you, right? So maybe you sense that someone's better than you, and so you take up the role of submissiveness, right? Now, being submissive doesn't mean that they're better than you. We're talking about an unconscious submission, right? A submission without condition, right? Because you could be submissive under certain conditions, right? And that's a sign of true self-esteem. But if you're submissive out of reaction, out of an unconscious desire to please people, or maybe you don't even know why you're submissive, then that is the problem. Just like somebody who's naturally dominant without knowing that they're dominant out of a conditional response, that is a problem, right? You want to be dominant because the person allows you to be dominant, right? It shouldn't be a domination out of force. It should be a domination out of will, because people choose to follow you because you inspire them to follow you because of your confidence and your conviction. That's completely different. That's like the soft type of dominance that we should promote, right? So, for example, common role plays that people take usually are the female versus male role play, right? We all have a conditioned response because we believe we're a woman, and because you're a woman, there are certain conditioned responses that have been conditioned on you and socialized as a child, right? And then there's the role of a man, where you believe you're a man. As a result, you have a certain conditioned responses as a man. Now, that's why some people who don't see themselves in the middle have other conditioned responses as a result. Another one is like a boss and employee, right? Dominant persons versus submissiveness. Everyone takes up that role, and it's usually unconscious. So if you meet someone who's more powerful than you, without you even knowing it, your nonverbal cues will change, and it's almost like you're playing a role. It's almost like you're putting on the mask of the submissive person, and depending on how you were told to be submissive, you're gonna have an uncontrolled reaction. And unfortunately, that unconscious submission to people causes people to then believe that's your price, causes people then to bring out their aggressive nature, because unfortunately, unconsciously submitting to people makes people aggressive towards you. We're not talking about the conscious one, because it comes out of strength, right? It's almost like if I know that you're my boss, right, I'm going to submit to you not because of fear. I'm going to submit to you because it's appropriate, right? It's not an emotional submission. It's more of like a rational submission that makes a difference.
Rationality pretty much will allow you to walk away, because when somebody undervalues you, when you allow people to treat you lesser than you are, you pretty much fall under the delusion that they're better than you, which is an illusion. When you understand that both of you guys are equal, and then when you have your other sources of good emotions, which I'm going to talk about, the illusion of inferiority goes away, and that recognition of that reality literally changes your nonverbal cues, changes the way you talk, changes the way you speak, changes the way you react to people disrespecting you, and in turn, it makes them see your value as a result of it. It actually makes them respect you more. But then some people will not tolerate that. Some people will not tolerate the fact that you're standing up for yourself and the fact that you're raising your price. So it's pretty much that rationality allows you to walk away, because you realize the reality, which is you're not better than me and I'm not better than you.
Okay, so everyone has a set of behavior based on what they believe it should be. You are never really relating to people as a result, right? Because you're playing these roles, you're just playing with mental images. You're not really looking at the person. You're really looking at the image of your emotions are superimposing itself on reality, right? So somebody might look weak, might look strong, but the reason why is because you're so insecure that it superimposes that insecurity, and it makes you feel weaker relative to them, and they look stronger, right? That's a role playing. That's more like a projection. And what we want to do is bring it out into consciousness, because that's really controlling a lot of how people perceive you and how you perceive yourself. You're never really relating to people. You just mental images. You become vulnerable for psychological attacks because your reality is not based on, it's based on your mind, and that's easily manipulated by words and actions, right? The way that you control people are through words and images. Plain and simple, especially words. Words make us more emotional than anything else. Some people's reality, as a result, are so strong that it can be seen that some people's reality are so strong, they believe themselves to be so much better than you, that sometimes you submit to that reality. And as a result, they bring out the unconscious submissive part of your personality. What we want to do is free ourselves from those unconscious role playing, because they affect how people see us. They affect how people perceive our value. So if you're somebody that thinks that they don't have anything to offer, you're gonna take up on that role. You're gonna take up that role, and you're gonna submit to everyone that you meet. It's almost like village people, right? Like, I know a lot of village people when I lived in Mexico, and a lot of them have this submissiveness, like, yes, sir. And I'm like, bitch, I ain't your master. Like, why you bowing to me? They have this conditioned submissive response that they can't help themselves, right? And so that causes people to then say, okay, around this person, I'm stronger. Around this person, I am the man, right? And naturally, when they feel your unconscious submission, then they start getting aggressive unconsciously, and they don't even notice it. They could be great people, but because you're letting them have that, their dark side is going to take advantage of that.
Well, another example of that, it's like dominant women, right? If you're dominant women and you're like a boss and you're surrounded by men and people who are always submitting to you, you're going to unconsciously build that reality around you, where even in your dating life, it's going to marinate your dating life without you even trying, right? Your reality is so strong that it makes guys around you more submissive, or the guys that won't submit to you will leave to you. But then you're not even aware why that is happening. It's because it's part of your reality. You're not aware of it, right? It's like some women, right? Men will become super masculine when they're around a feminine woman, right? Their femininity arises their masculinity. Same thing. If a feminine man is around you, you're gonna become more masculine, right? It's the role plays. We're playing roles around here, people. Pretty much call this frame control, right? It's like an asshole. You could be an asshole, but then when you meet someone who's more of an asshole, you become a victim. Or better yet, let's just say you're a good basketball player, right? And then you meet someone who's a better basketball player. All of a sudden, you feel inferior to them. Or let's just say you meet someone who is fearless, right? Let's just say you're a fearless person, and then you meet somebody who has less fear. All of a sudden, you're gonna tremble in front of them. If you're confident and you meet somebody who's more confident than you, you're gonna naturally feel insecure around them, right? It's like they believe more in their reality than you do. They have more conviction, and that causes people to submit to them, right? Like that. It's like when you meet somebody who's stubborn. All of a sudden you become stubborn, right? Their reality becomes superimposed on you. But then let's just say you meet a child who has no ego. All of a sudden, when you're around that child, you feel more secure. You can make more eye contact with that child, right? Why? Because that child is reducing your ego, because you're reacting to that child's lack of ego. So when you meet someone with a strong ego, if you're not present enough, you could become super egoic for that moment in time, right? And that's actually how people get views on YouTube. They engage in people's egos so that they can become interested in what they have to say, right? But that's pretty much how it works. The strongest reality, if they think you're inferior to them, their nonverbal cues you will feel their nonverbal cues, and if you don't have enough conviction in yourself, you're gonna submit to them, and thus lowering your value as a person, which is an illusion, right? Unless you see through it, which is what we're gonna teach.
Right? So we want to avoid that through the strategies that I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you 3 ways to overcome that. All right, so the first one is realize the illusion. All of this is an illusion of your mind. You may not notice it in the moment at first, right? You may not notice the roles that you're playing, how you all of a sudden feel more submissive around other people, or all of a sudden you feel more superior. But I want you to notice how you play different roles around other people. Around your parents, you have a certain personality type. Around your friends, you have another personality type. And notice the different reactions that arises from you. And naturally, at first, you're not going to notice it. You're only going to notice it afterwards, right? But then the more you notice, the narrower the gap gets. And it's going to get to the point where you notice it at the instant. And naturally, when you bring awareness to that reaction, then you have a choice. Then you can say, okay, now I feel that's that role play. Now you could say, am I going to play with it, or am I not going to play that role? And now you have the power. Right? So first is realizing the illusion, and to overcome those roles, you must become conscious of the patterns. Notice it. Bring relaxation to those moments, right? So relax your face, relax your voice, right? Relax everything. Relax your nonverbals. Allow yourself to feel those roles and feel it consciously, so that you can condition yourself to get used to it, so that it doesn't control you. It's almost like an immune response. The more you expose yourself to a certain bacteria, the more immune you become to it. But if you are unconsciously feeling it, you're not really exposing yourself. It's just rotting in you inside. So just feel it consciously, and you'll notice over time they don't have as much strong hold on you. Right? So notice how your thinking changes and how your body reacts. So pretty much become present when that happens, right? And that's why you want to practice presence around people. You want to practice meditation when you're applying these strategies, because by you practicing meditation, you are learning how to deal with the past through the present moment, because all of those conditioning responses come from the past, right? And you don't deal with the past through talking about it. You just deal with it when the emotions of the past arise. You bring conscious awareness to it. You don't look away or act on it. The second way is being willing to walk away. Be willing to walk away, and you pretty much learn to be willing to walk away by becoming your own source of positive emotions. And again, you develop that through meditation. Meditation is the ultimate way to become your own source of positive emotions. Other ways to do that is to have a good social circle, friends and family that support you emotionally. Other than that is having activities that you do on a daily basis that you improve upon and that makes you feel good. It could be yoga, it could be meditation, it could be getting good at art. Like for me, getting good at art is a way that I feel good. Playing basketball, lifting weights, all of those things. Whenever you feel that role arising, by you learning to find a way to distract yourself, or finding a way to deal with it, or better yet, my fault, by you finding other sources of happiness, you don't have to cling on to that person or thing. And because here's the thing, is that when you only have one person to make you happy, you're naturally going to cling on to that person more. It's a natural thing. It's not even an individual thing. It's a natural thing. And the last one is seeing your mortality in in everyone that you meet, right? So it pretty much means a lot of the times when people try to project to us how powerful they are, there's a certain level of invincibility and immortality that we unconsciously perceive in a person. So what you want to do is see the mortality in everyone, how it unites us all, and how it brings us together, right? And which is how it equalizes us. You see, death is the ultimate separation, the ultimate disintegration, the ultimate reality. And if we allow ourselves to see how the death in everyone and feel it, and imagine them dying, not you killing them, but imagine that this person is going to die one day, that this person is going to die one day. You cut them down to size. And it allows you to see through the illusion of the roles that we play. It allows you to see through the illusions of insecurities that we put upon by just meditating on the person's mortality. And sometimes even meditating on your own mortality allows you to see yourself more for who you really are, rather than the projection that you project upon other people. So by you doing that, it's like if you hate your dad or mom and you just meditate on their death, naturally you're gonna see them with more compassion, right? If you're used to your dog, like for example, my dog is right here, right? If you're used to your dog, the reminder of your dog's death all of a sudden is going to allow you to appreciate your dog for who that person is. So you pretty much let go of the roles at the moment of death. You let go of all of the emotions that we held on, all the resentment at the moment of death. In other words, if you want to pierce through the fog of emotion, meditate on your mortality. Meditate on how everything one day is going to end, and all of a sudden you're going to see the reality, which is that everyone is equal. Which is, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's no reason to be intimidated, and there's no reason to feel superior. And all of those roles will disintegrate in that moment. All right. Anyways, this is pretty much how to not let people undervalue you. It's pretty much by just changing the way you perceive yourself, changing the way others perceive you.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿usted?
Yo estoy bien, mi amor.
Qué bien, qué bien.
Okay.
And by you applying this, it might seem like I'm not applying, it's not what the video is, but it actually is. This will change your nonverbal communication. This will change the way you speak to people. This will change the way you interact with people, the way you talk, the way you assert yourself. By you just applying this, you'll notice that people treat you with more respect. You'll notice you're not going to be as intimidated around people. You'll notice that people are just going to be nicer towards you, and you're not going to feel that intense emotion to act any other way. Anyways, I hope that video makes sense. This is something that I'm part of the course that I'm creating, Emotional Mastery. It's actually a really interesting chapter. So check it out when, oh fuck, it's getting creepy. Check it out on pre-order right now. And if any of you guys need one-on-one coaching, go to mindfulattraction.org. You guys can get coaching by me one-on-one. Pre-order all of my courses, people, so I can pay my tuition, people, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll see you guys in London. We're going to London at the end of the July, okay? Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. So I want you guys to check out my online course called Dark Game. That's right, people. Dark Game. And this course is pretty much, I review to you the secret tactics, the secret techniques to create attraction in almost any woman, right? But not just attraction to the point that makes her want to see you all the time, where she's the one initiating all the contact, right? Now, just imagine to be able to keep
all of the girls in your life that you lost because of your stupidity. Imagine, and I had stupidity too. Imagine being able to keep them. Imagine being able to have 5, 6 women available to you, wanting to see you. Imagine being able to create intense relationships where they're all doing all the work. People, that kind of stuff does exist, people. Now, I'm not going to promise you that you're going to bang like 40, 50 women. I'm going to promise you that you're going to be able to keep the women you have, that you get with. I can promise you that keeping them will increase with this course. But let me keep showing you something. This course is pretty huge, people. It's a huge course. This course has over 50 videos. 50 videos, right? And some of them you could get for free. If you just sign up, you get free videos, right? But in these videos, let me show you guys the course, right?
All right, guys.
That's me right there, right? In this video, I pretty much teach you guys how to find your purpose. Right? All this is how to find your purpose, discovering your purpose, right? I teach you guys then about female psychology, all of the principles about female psychology you guys need to understand. I then teach you guys the mindset, the proper mindset that you guys need to deal with women. After that, I teach you guys 21 videos on how to game. I mean, it's pretty much unbelievable, man. I gotta make this available, right? But it's unbelievable how many. I pretty much put everything: outer game, social circuit game, strategies, threesomes, foursomes, everything, right? And on top of that, I give you guys a few bonuses: how to overcome approach anxiety, why you can't take actions, a Dickens pattern to change your mentality, how to go from open to transitions, right? 81-minute long, people. This is like, I don't know how long this is, but this is hours, and I mean hours worth of content. And you get a 30-day money back guarantee. I mean, you without questions asked. All for $99, people. People, this could be around a few thousands, to be honest with you, right? But you guys get it for $99, right? All you gotta do is just go over here, purchase the course, and you'll get access to it. And if you don't like it, you could just message me and get your money back, people. Look, man, don't be hard-headed, people. Don't be hard-headed. This is the course that you guys need, right? It gives you guys everything. I cover everything. I could promise you, man, you're not gonna get a more in-depth course on how to attract women and keep them more than this. All right. Anyways, people, check it out. 30-day money back guarantee. There is no risk, and you could get the free course. You could get the free trial. The free trial are these videos that you get for free, right? You guys could just sign up. You could watch all of these videos for free, right? And you don't have to pay, all right? Anyways, I'll see you guys inside. I want to see you guys inside because, again, people, you can't lose nothing. There's a 30-day money back.